This video will explain some of the origins of Islam. In a harsh desert climate of Arabia, Muhammad, a merchant from Mecca, introduced a major world religion called Islam. Arabia is mostly a desert land where two ways of life, nomadic and sedentary, developed. A new religion called Islam, founded by the Prophet Muhammad, spread throughout Arabia in the 600s. Arabia is mostly a desert land where the two ways of life, nomadic and sedentary, developed. The Arabian Peninsula lies near the intersection of Africa, Asia, and Europe. Arabia lies in a region with hot, dry air. The climate has created a band of deserts across Arabia and northern Africa. The desert is limited water, which is located mainly in oases. An oasis is a wet, fertile area in a desert. There are two ways of life in Arabia: a nomadic life where people moved from place to place within tribes for protection and as the seasons changed, and sedentary people where they settled in oases where they could farm. These settlements often became towns, and then these towns became centers of trade. Many had a market or a bazaar where goods were traded. The new religion called Islam was founded by the Prophet Muhammad and spread throughout Arabia in the 600s. Muslims believe that God spoke to Muhammad through an angel and made him a prophet. The messages he received were the basis for Islam and were collected in a holy book of Islam called the Quran. Muhammad taught that there was only one God, Allah, meaning the God of Arabic. Muhammad's teachings were new to Arabs who worshipped many gods. This teaching upset some of the people. Muhammad said the rich and poor should be equal. Many wealthy merchants did not like this idea. There are 5 reasons why Islam spread across Arabia. One is the conquest of military leaders. The military conquests were important in the spread of Islamic culture. These communities expanded both east and west from the Arabian Peninsula. Religious unity. Islamic culture offered a vibrant spiritual alternative to the polytheistic, which means many gods, of the Arabian Peninsula. This allowed nomads from Africa to have a more stable and prosperous society. Trade. Trade flourished immediately after the establishment of the first Islamic-ruled communities and grew for hundreds of years. Art. Islamic artists produced innovative paintings, calligraphy, pottery, geometric mosaics, and tapestries. And the 5th reason why Islam spread was because of education. Islamic thinkers contributed to the development of math, science, astronomy, geography, and medicine. Muslims established the first Islamic schools. Students learned to read and write in Arabic. The holy city of Mecca is where Islam is centered. 3 things that you need to understand about vocabulary is the word Islam. That is the world religion based on the monotheistic teachings of Muhammad. Monotheistic. Muslim is the person who submits to the will of Allah and practices the religion of Islam. And the Hijra is the name for Muhammad's migration or flight to Medina. In Islam, there are things called the 5 pillars of Islam. The beliefs and practices of Islam are that there is good and evil in life. Individuals are responsible for their actions. The Quran is the Muslim holy book, and each person will stand before Allah and be judged. The differences between Islam and Christianity are: Muslims believe that Jesus was a prophet, but not that he was the Son of God or Allah. Muslims do not believe that Jesus was crucified, therefore not divine, but that Allah saved him from that fate. It was Judas on the cross with the face of Jesus. Both have holy books. Christianity is the Torah or the Gospels, and Islam has the Quran, and both believe in heaven and hell. Muslim people who follow Islam have 5 duties, which are called the 5 pillars of Islam. Every Muslim tries to carry out these 5 things, and it helps them to feel that they are members of a worldwide Muslim community. What are the 5 pillars? The first is the Shahada, the declaration of faith. This pillar is believing and saying the words, "There is no God except Allah. Muhammad, the Prophet, is the messenger of Allah." Muslims do not worship Muhammad, they worship Allah. The second pillar is Salah. This pillar is praying 5 times a day. There are set prayers which Muslims should say, and all Muslims should face Mecca in Arabia when praying, and should pray on a prayer mat. People should wash before they pray. There are fixed movements, which include kneeling with the forehead placed on the ground in front of them. This expresses the servant status of the human being in relation to Allah. The third pillar is Zakah, giving to the poor. Each year, Muslims are supposed to give some of their savings for charity, which is helping the poor. In this way, they believe that their wealth is made pure. This is called alms. It is believed that possessions are on loan from Allah to help others. Pillar number 4 is Ashwam, fasting. Muslim people must not eat food and drink during the month of Ramadan, during daylight hours. Ramadan is more than fasting. It is a time for praying and religious study. Muslims break their fast with fresh dates and water. Pillar number 5, the Hajj, a pilgrimage to Mecca. This is making a pilgrimage to Mecca to visit the Kaaba at least once in your lifetime, if it can be afforded. The Kaaba is a sacred shrine to Allah. In the Quran, it is taught that Abraham and his son Ishmael built the Kaaba. This is the holy city of Mecca during Ramadan.